heard reports earlier that it was one student who got into it with another student, not just simply somebody opening fire. Do you know on good authority exactly what unfolded then? Was it a dispute between two students?
Not that I'm aware of. I just heard it like there was no or anything. He just got up and started shooting.
And you described him as someone who is popular, that you're surprised that that this person would pull out a gun and do this. What else can you tell us about this person?
You know, there's not much else I could tell you. He's for the most part a really happy kid, and you know, never really, you know, gotten too many disputes. I mean, he did have an incident the other day when a kid was being somewhat racist, and he up and punched him. But other than that, I'm not aware of any physical or like anger problems with him.
Okay, well, we appreciate your input on this, and we appreciate your firsthand account of what happened. We're glad that you're safe.
They have 3 young people in critical condition that they're in the operating room right now, and doctors and the staff here is working frantically to try to save those young lives. There's a 4th patient that was brought here, but the condition of that patient was less serious, so they've transported that person, or they're in the process of transporting that young person down to Harborview Medical Center, Seattle. But right now there are 3 critical condition, what sounds like students here at Providence Hospital in Everett. And we're not expecting any updates on their conditions except to say that they're critical until after they come out of surgery. So that's what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with 4 people who received very serious gunshot wounds, and 3 of them are in critical condition. At least that's the number here from Providence.
Okay, Chris, thank you very much. We want to go now to a friend of Bryce's who was just on the phone with us, a student at Marysville High School, who perhaps this is the student who was in the cafeteria when the shooting happened. Bryce described this friend as being 10 feet away from the shooting. Can you hear me?
Is it Austin?
Yes.
Hey, Austin.
Yes.
Thanks for talking with us. Just before we get started, you know, please don't mention any names, but describe, if you would, what happened. Bryce, your friend, told us that you were about 10 feet away when the gunman opened fire.
Yeah, I was right there.
Tell us what happened.
It was just a big group of kids. The whole table was filled up. Big round table right next to the door from the cafeteria, and I was sitting at the table right next to the round table, and I was just eating my food. I just got done eating my food, and he was quiet. He was just sitting there. Everyone was talking. All of a sudden, I see him stand up, pull something out of his pocket, and at first I thought it was just someone making a really loud noise with like a bag, like a big loud pop, until I heard 4 more after that, and I saw 3 kids just fall from the table, like they were falling to the ground dead. I jumped under the table as fast as I could, and when it stopped, I looked back up, and I saw he was trying to reload his gun, and when that happened, I just ran in the opposite direction and out of there as fast as I could.
You know, Austin,
and that's it.
I have to be honest with you. Just listening to your description, I'm just getting choked up. You sound incredibly calm, considering what you just witnessed.
The way I handle things, I guess. I don't know. I've never been able to explain it, I guess. It's just the way I am. I'm sorry. Austin, I don't mean to be, not trying to be rude.
Austin, you're not at all. Do you have any knowledge of weapons? Do you have any idea what kind of gun it was?
It was a very small pistol. It didn't look like an American pistol. It looked like some type of a very cheap weapon. And I know because it didn't look like he was trying to reload it. It looked like his gun had jammed. It looked like his gun had jammed, and that's when he started messing with it, and I ran out. So I think his gun jammed, and he got it back to working, and he popped off a couple more shots after that.
Did he say anything, Austin? Did he say anything?
No, he had a blank stare. He was just face calm during the whole thing, and he was perfectly fine the day before. I remember talking to him. He seemed like the normal old, kid that we all knew, and everyone knew him. Everyone knew him as that kid, and he was always very nice. No sign of, I mean, he was always a little bit of a, your child and got into a fight, but he was always a very nice kid.
So, Austin, these 3 students who apparently were shot, they were sitting at the same table with the shooter. Were they friends?
They were all sitting at a round table.
Mm-hmm.
So,
would you consider them friends? Did you know these other 3 students?
I couldn't see who they were. They were all facing the opposite direction of me.
Okay.
And I wasn't paying attention to the faces. I was just paying attention on trying to get myself to safety. So
Sure. And again, you just saw the shooter with a blank stare. No words were exchanged.
He was just staring down every one of his victims as he shot him.
Did you witness anything else after the shooting, as you were probably down underneath your table?
Just running away from the cafeteria, security guards, the security that was available, running towards the cafeteria. And I was just running in the opposite direction, and a teacher opened the door and said, "Run inside, come in here," and I sprinted as fast as I could inside.
So you don't know the 3 students who were apparently shot. You don't know who those people are.
No, I think they were in the same grade.
In the same grade. Bryce told us earlier that the shooter was a freshman. Is
Yes,
that what you
he was.
understand?
Yeah, he was a freshman. He's on the football team.
Okay.
So that's all I know.
So, Austin, man, our hearts
Yeah.
our hearts go out to you, man.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We know that a police
Appreciate it.
chaplain is being called